Hey guys, how you going? Before we start, I've got a few people to thank, but if you'd like to wait till the near the end, I will um, thank the people that donated to me then. Okay. Sorry about yesterday. I didn't get to post. I actually went down like you know what, a bag of, Um, I don't know what's going on here, but the hydroxychloroquine did help. It took the swollenness away from my stomach, but I think there's a blockage or something, to be honest, or twisted something. You get what I mean? This is how I felt yesterday.
What's that all about?
I've been saying for a while the world's about to change. Now, I've been seeing reports of food not available and supermarkets running low on certain foods. I think that is because they're cleaning it up. Like they're getting rid of GMOs, all our foods that are really, really bad for us, and we'll be coming back in with other foods. This is what I mean by the world is about to change, and it's changing now. So what I think they're doing is cleaning the food, the air, and the water up. We may not hear about it. As for the air and chemtrails, I did hear months and months ago that they were spraying something that would cancel out what they had previously been spraying us with. I don't know about that. I'm really wary to believe that. What I think has happened is that they just haven't completely gotten rid of the deep state yet. There's still some floating around, and they could be the ones that are doing the chemtrails still, but they are slowing down, and in certain places they may have actually stopped. You can let me know in the comments down below how your skies are, if you see them, or if you think they've stopped. It's been a bit cloudy here, so I can't tell, but even a couple of days ago, I could still see the the smearing of the sky. They had already done the chemtrails somewhere else, and by the time it got to us, it was just the haze. So I also believe they're going to be doing education system changes. So what we have all been taught, they're going to have to teach, like the Constitution's going to have to be taught in schools, and proper learning so that kids can read and write. They don't come out not knowing how to read, write, or do maths, or because we have had that. It seems to have our education system seems to have gone downhill. So I believe they're going to be cleaning all that up too. Now, what I've got in front of me, or what's in front of you, is this is worldwide resignations, notable ones worldwide. Q told us to track resignations, and somebody has set this website up. And it's very good, actually, so I'll just show you. Since December the 26th, 2017, resignations, retirements, firings, and death cases are tracked. Total numbers are not that important, but individual cases are. Not everyone on the list is a bad person. Research. Okay? So you've got 12,505 resignations. You've got 12,066 people. 8,993 organisations in 166 countries. Look who just resigned not long ago, and what company it was from. Dong Qingyang, Huawei. Chen Zedong, Huawei. Zhu Zijun, Huawei. I apologise if I'm saying these wrong, but Sun Yafang, Huawei. And they were the rotating chairmen and chairman of Huawei. Now the CEO of Huawei as well, Ren Zhengfei, has resigned as well. And before that, you have Spain, FC Barcelona is the company. You've got the directors, you've got VPs, and the names go on, and so do the resignations. So guys, I'm going to put this in the links below so you can have a look at it yourself. There are quite a few, and actually even Australia's in there. So you'll get an idea of what okay. These companies, I think, like Microsoft, Bill Gates stepped away from Microsoft. Now I think we have a good guy in there. I'm hoping that's the case. This is what I think is happening. So the changes being made are not just in food and air and water and education. It's going to be a lot of things are going to change, guys. And I just want you to be prepared. And it's going to be okay. There's nothing, I don't think this is bad. I think this is a good thing. So we will just have to wait and see how it all pans out. But it is looking good. Then there was this from the Right Wing Tribune. Breaking, hundreds charged worldwide in takedown of largest child pornography website. And this was just a few days ago. South Korean national and hundreds of others charged worldwide in the takedown of the largest darknet child pornography website funded by Bitcoin. Dozens of minor victims who were being actively abused by site users rescued. Washington. Jong Woo-sun, 23, a South Korean national, was indicted by a federal grand jury in the District of Columbia for his operation of Welcome to Video, the largest child sexual exploitation market by volume of content. The 9-count indictment was unsealed today along with parallel civil forfeiture action. Sun has also been charged and convicted in South Korea and is currently in custody, serving his sentence in South Korea. An additional 337 site users residing in Alabama, Arkansas, California, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Nebraska, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Washington State and Washington DC, as well as the United Kingdom, South Korea, Germany, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, the Czech Republic, Canada, Ireland, Spain, Brazil and Australia have been arrested and charged. Acting Executive Associate Director Alyssa Eriks of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, Assistant Attorney General Brian A. Benkowski of the Justice Department's Criminal Division, U.S. Attorney Jesse K. Liu for the District of Columbia, and Chief Don Fort of IRS Criminal Investigation, IRSCI, made the announcement. Children are our most vulnerable population, and crimes such as these are unthinkable. The HSI Acting Executive Associate Director, Alyssa Eriks. Sadly, advances in technology have enabled child predators to hide behind the dark web and cryptocurrency to further their criminal activity. However, today's indictment sends a strong message to criminals that no matter how sophisticated the technology or how widespread the network, child exploitation will not be tolerated in the United States, nor should it be anywhere else. Our entire justice system will stop at nothing to prevent these heinous crimes, safeguard our children, and bring justice to all. Okay. Darknet sites that profit from the sexual exploitation of children are among the most vile and reprehensible forms of criminal behaviour, said Assistant Attorney General Brian A. Benkowski of the Justice Department's Criminal Division. This administration will not allow child predators to use lawless online spaces as a shield. Today's announcement demonstrates that the Department of Justice remains firmly committed to working closely with our partners in South Korea and around the world to rescue child victims and bring justice to the perpetrators of these abhorrent crimes. Children around the world are safer because of the actions taken by the US and foreign law enforcement to prosecute this case and recover funds for victims, said US Attorney Jesse K. Liu. We will continue to pursue such criminals on and off the darknet in the United States and abroad to ensure they receive the punishment their terrible crimes deserve. Through sophisticated tracing of Bitcoin transactions, IRS CI special agents were able to determine the location of the darknet server, identify the administrator of the website, and ultimately track down the website's server's physical location in South Korea, said IRS Chief Don Fort. This large-scale criminal enterprise that endangered the safety of children around the world is no more. Regardless of the illicit scheme and whether the proceeds are virtual or tangible, we will continue to work with our federal and international partners to track down these disgusting organisations and bring them to justice. According to the indictment agents from the IRSCI, HSI, National Crime Agency in the United Kingdom, and Korean National Police in South Korea, arrested Sun and seized the server that he used to operate a dark net market that exclusively advertised child sexual exploitation videos available for download by members of the site. The operation resulted in the seizure of approximately 8 terabytes of child sexual exploitation videos, which is one of the largest seizures of its kind. The images, which are currently being analysed by the National Centre for Missing and Exploited Children, contained over 250,000 unique videos, and 45% of the videos currently analysed contain new images that have not been previously known to exist. Welcome to Video offered these videos for sale using the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Typically, sites of this kind give users a forum to trade in these depictions. This darknet website is among the first of its kind to monetize child exploitation videos using Bitcoin. In fact, the site itself boasted over 1 million downloads of child exploitation videos by users. Oh my goodness. Each user received a unique Bitcoin address when the user created an account on the website. An analysis of the server revealed that the website had more than 1 million Bitcoin addresses, signifying that the website had capacity for at least 1 million users. Are there that many? Oh dear. The agencies have shared data from the seized server with law enforcement around the world to assist in identifying and prosecuting customers of the site. This has resulted in leads sent to 38 countries and yielded arrests of 337 subjects around the world. The operation has resulted in searches of residents and businesses of approximately 92 individuals in the United States. Notably, the operation is responsible for the rescue of at least 23 minor victims residing in the United States, Spain, and the United Kingdom, who are being actively abused by the users of the site. In the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, the operation has led to the execution of 5 search warrants and 8 arrests of individuals who both conspired with the administrator of the site and were themselves users of the website. 2 users of the darknet market committed suicide subsequent to the execution of search warrants. Amongst the site users charged are Charles Wunderlich, 34, of Hot Springs, California, was charged in the District of Columbia with conspiracy to distribute child pornography. Brian James Laprath, 34, of San Diego, California, was arrested in the District of Columbia for international money laundering and was sentenced to serve 18 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. Ernest Wagner, 70, of Federal Way, Washington, was arrested and charged in the District of Columbia with conspiracy to distribute child pornography. Vincent Galazzo, 28, of Glendale, New York, was arrested and charged in the District of Columbia with conspiracy to distribute child pornography. Michael Izagbor, 22, of Pflugerville, Texas, was arrested and charged in the District of Columbia with conspiracy to distribute child pornography. accused made a new drop. Nicholas Stengel, 45, of Washington, D.C., pled guilty to receipt of child pornography and money laundering and was sentenced to serve 15 years in prison, followed by a lifetime of supervised release. Eric Mark Chamberlain, 25, of Worcester, Massachusetts, I think I said that right, I hope I did, pled guilty to possession of child pornography and is pending sentencing. Gyro Flores, 30, of Cambridge, Massachusetts, pleaded guilty in the District of Massachusetts to receipt and possession of child pornography and was sentenced to serve 5 years in prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release. Billy Penaloza, 29, of Dorchester, Massachusetts, pleaded guilty in the District of Massachusetts to possession and receipt of child pornography. Michael Armstrong, 35, of Randolph, Massachusetts, pleaded guilty in the District of Massachusetts to receipt and possession of child pornography. He was sentenced to serve 5 years in prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release. Restitution will be determined at a future date. Does anyone else think they deserve a lot longer than that? We don't know the charges yet, though, so... But regardless of the charges, seriously? Al Ramadhanu Sodomo, 28, of Lynn, Massachusetts, pleaded guilty to possession of child pornography and was sentenced in the District of Massachusetts, Boston, to serve 12 months and 1 day, followed by 5 years of supervised release. It just doesn't seem long enough. Philip Sung Min Hong, 24, of Sharon, Massachusetts, pleaded guilty in the District of Massachusetts, Boston, to receipt and possession of child pornography and is pending sentence. Eliseo Arteaga Jr., 28, of Mesquite, Texas, pleaded guilty in the Northern District of Texas to possession of prepubescent child pornography. He is pending sentencing. Dear me, I couldn't get my mouth around those words. Richard Nikolai Gratkowski, 40, of San Antonio, Texas, a former HSI special agent, was arrested in the Western District of Texas. Sorry, that just blew me away. I don't know why. I know people in power are doing this, but just, wow. Gratkowski pled guilty to the indictment charging 1 count of receipt of child pornography and 1 count of access with intent to view child pornography. Gratkowski was sentenced to serve 70 months in prison, followed by 10 years of supervised release, in order to pay $35,000 in restitution to 7 victims and a $10,000 assessment. Paul Casey Whipple, 35, of Hondo, Texas, a U.S. Border Patrol agent, was arrested in the Western District of Texas on charges of sexual exploitation of children, minors, production, distribution, and possession of child pornography. Whipple remains in custody awaiting trial in San Antonio. Well, I shouldn't be surprised because if you know what's going on, they infiltrate. They go into positions of high power and become teachers and doctors, or they are that and then become pedophiles. I'm not sure which way it works. I can't even fathom that anyone would do this, but let's continue. Michael Lawson, 36, of Midland, Georgia, was arrested in the Middle District of Georgia on charges of attempted sexual exploitation of children and possession of child pornography. He was sentenced to serve 121 months in prison, followed by 10 years of supervised release, following his plea to a superseding information charging him with 1 count of receipt of child pornography. They should turn the 121 months into 121 years. That's just my opinion. If they, my goodness, I don't like anything. I don't even like people who would watch, unless it was absolutely, you've clicked on the wrong thing and you click straight out but you should report that. If you do anything like that, it should be reported straight away if you think you have seen anything of a child being abused on the internet. So I'm assuming that they haven't just had a look at it and been accidentally got into the wrong thing. I think these people are actively looking at it. And I think they should go away for a lot longer. Kevin Christopher Egan, 39, of Brookhaven, Georgia, pleaded guilty to possession of child pornography in the Northern District of Georgia. Casey Santuis Head, 37, of Griffin, Georgia, was indicted in the Northern District of Georgia for distribution, receipt, and possession of child pornography. Andrew C. Chu, 28, of Garwood, New Jersey, was arrested and charged with receipt of child pornography. Those charges remain pending. Nada Hamdi Ahmed, 29, of Jersey City, New Jersey, was arrested in the District of New Jersey for sexual exploitation or other abuse of children. Ahmed pled guilty to an information charging him with 1 count of distribution of child pornography. Jeffrey Lee Harris, 32, of Pickens, South Carolina, pleaded guilty in the District of South Carolina for producing, distributing, and possessing child pornography. Lane Ormond Clark Jr., 27, of Conway, South Carolina, was arrested and charged in U.S. District Court in South Carolina Division for sexual possession of child pornography. Jack R. Dove III, 38, of Lakeland, Florida, was arrested in the Middle District of Florida for knowingly receiving and possessing visual depictions of minors engaged in sexual explicit conduct. Michael Matthew White, 39, of Miami Beach, Florida, was arrested in the Southern District of Florida for coercion and enticement. Nicholas Benion Bradshaw, 24, of Bountiful, Utah, was arrested in the state of Utah and charged with 5 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor and was sentenced to time served with 91 days in jail, followed by probation. There should have been 91 years. What is going on? Michael Don Gibbs, 37, of Holiday, Utah, was charged in the District of Utah with receipt of child pornography and possession of child pornography. Amar Atef H. Al-Dali, 22, of Arlington, Virginia, and another cue drop, pled guilty in the Eastern District of Virginia to receipt of child pornography and was sentenced to serve 5 years in prison and ordered to pay $3,000 in restitution. Mark Lindsay Rohrer, 38, of West Hartford, Connecticut, pled guilty in the District of Connecticut to receipt of child pornography and was sentenced to serve 60 months in prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release. Eugene Edward Young, 47, of San Francisco, California, was indicted in the Northern District of California on possession of child pornography and receipt of child pornography. James Deo Sang, 25, of Springdale, Arkansas, pleaded guilty to possession of child pornography and was sentenced in the District of Arkansas, Fayetteville, to serve 97 months in prison, followed by 20 years of supervised release. Alex Daniel Paxton, 30, of Columbus, Ohio, was arrested and indicted in Franklin County, Ohio Court of Common Pleas for pandering, sexually orientated matter involving a minor. Don Edward Pennell, 32, of Harvey, Louisiana, pled guilty in Eastern District of Louisiana for receipt of child pornography. He is pending sentencing. Ryan Thomas Carter, 29, of Huntsville, Alabama, was arrested and charged under Alabama state law. He was charged federally in the Northern District of Alabama with possession of child pornography. His case is pending in Huntsville, Alabama. Andrew Buckley, 28, of the United Kingdom, pled guilty to 10 offences in the UK of possession and distribution of indecent images of children, possession of extreme and prohibited images, and possession of a Class A drug. He was sentenced to serve 40 months, should be 40 years, in prison for the distribution of indecent images and possession of Class A drugs. Buckley is also subject to an indefinite sexual harm prevention order. That's why he should be 40 years, not 40 months. And are these people rehabilitated? I don't think they are able to be rehabilitated. I think once they've got that, it's. Oh, I don't see how you can be rehabilitated. Anyway, guys, Kyle Fox, 26, of the United Kingdom, pled guilty to 22 counts, including rape, sexual assault, and sharing indecent images, and was sentenced to serve 22 years in prison. And he deserves more than that, because he actually did rape, sexual assault, and he pled guilty to it. Mohammed Al-Maker, 26, of Fort Collins, Colorado, was arrested in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, charged with KSA law involving the endangerment of children. He is awaiting judicial proceedings in furtherance of criminal charges. A forfeiture complaint was also unsealed today. The complaint alleges that law enforcement was able to trace payments of Bitcoin to the darknet site by following the flow of funds on the blockchain. The virtual currency accounts identified in the complaint were allegedly used by 24 individuals in 5 countries to fund the website and promote the exploitation of children. The forfeiture complaint seeks to recover these funds and ultimately, through the restoration process, return the illicit funds to the victims of the crime. The charges in the indictment are merely allegations, and all defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. The international investigations were led by HIS, IRSCI, and the NCA, the Korean National Police of the Republic of Korea, the National Crime Agency of the United Kingdom, and the German Federal Criminal Police. I can't say that, the Bundeskriminalamt aided and coordinated with their parallel investigations. The Department of Justice's Office of Internal Affairs and the Criminal Division provided significant assistance. Source is the US Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is ICE. We want to thank all law enforcement officers for their dedication and service. And scroll down to leave a comment. I'll link this in the description box below, guys. Join us at Spreely if you want real news. Okay. So, people are being arrested. It is going to be lower down first. They have to go from the bottom up, I believe, because it's too widely spaced. Otherwise, these people could just run and hide. We know who the major players are. They're not going anywhere. Okay, I'd like to say a special thank you to Antoine, Diane, Stormy, Deborah, Z, and Bruce. Thank you very much. It is all very much appreciated. I will link my PayPal down below, and anything that does come in is going straight to new equipment. Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate everything, and even if you can't, don't worry, I understand. Just watching my videos is enough, and I do appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, guys, have a good day, and let me know what you think down below, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.